black-white control, black-white 1-for-1s with a smattering of card advantage. So for people that aren't familiar with Historic, you'll notice that this card says it's an 8th edition. That's because it was. Historic is called Historic because every quarter there are 15 to 20 cards from Magic's history sprinkled directly into the format that become legal when they're added to Magic Arena. So this is one of that first set of 20 cards. In Phyrexian Arena, it's one we've not played with a ton, but we've got plenty of supporting life gain stuff here to make sure we don't die to our Phyrexian Arena. And we got just other reasonable 1-for-1s and interactions. So let's go ahead and dive on in with this one. I'll bet we've been playing against a lot of like green aggressive decks, and I'll bet this deck probably lines up well into what those are doing. A lot of questing beasts and spellbreakers and steel leaf champions that this deck should be pretty reasonable against. Immediately cues an Esper. Yeah, that's exactly how that works. Keep a hand with double cast down. Opponent thought erasers you onto. Hey, Luna Hero, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. It's actually pretty good against Esper if you sit on Phyrexian Arena for a bit. Yeah, to a degree. The problem is you don't have an easy way to resolve Phyrexian Arena, and even once you get it in play, Teferi can very easily just bounce it back to your hand, or it can get Thought Erasure before you play it. So I agree with your assessment that sitting with Phyrexian Arena in play is good against Esper. There's going to be a lot of games where like getting it to sit and play is not an option. Russian Spoon, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back, man. Feels ladder, man. Feels ladder, man. Yeah, I mean we have a lot of dead cards here. We do have good cards in the sideboard games though. I should update the stream deck. I was like, how many Field of Runes does our deck have? I believe it's a non-zero number, right? Oh gosh, man. Past Jeff was slack in chat, and I forgot to export the deck list to text. So I need to do that after we're done. The deck list is gonna be wrong for the first match. I forgot my frame too. Gosh, what a giant train wreck. I took 2 days off, chat. Everything's just a disaster. Took 2 days off, you mean the weekend? A lot of people work pretty constantly. New year, new you doesn't mean you get to regress to a typical Twitch streamer. Fair. You're not wrong. I think we keep Bell-Haunt here. The fact that we have a Castle Locthwain in play right now could mean that we get dragged kicking and screaming across the finish line. Oh, I could have mortified the search. Yeah, good call. Wasn't thinking about that. This was a flipped land in my head. In my head, this was a land. I mean, I need to find an answer to this now, right? If I Bell-Haunt, flick Bell-Haunt, they guaranteed flip their search for Azcanta as well, which doesn't seem ideal. They discarded Akaya's Wrath to that Bell-Haunt trigger. Oh, there's always a bigger fish, chat. There's always feels mid-range, man. All right. That, I don't know that I've ever read this magic card before. I don't know that I've ever read that magic card before. Who hurt you, Waterfalls? What was their name? What did they do to you? Gosh, I forgot to restart the arena client too. It's starting to lag. I'm all over the place today. Gotta get back into my groove. Hey, Icky Wombat, thanks for the quarter of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Some of us have unresolved issues we take out on our sideboards. Hey, this is a sick curve, right? Turn 2 Dawnophobe, turn 3 Arena. Sounds great. Never mind. Duress me, daddy. Oh, yeah. Give me them needles. You know exactly what I like. This is the part where they thought erasure my Phyrexian Arena. Oh, I. Do 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 do. Well, we had a sick curve. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another? What are my plans for Historic once it's no longer an option on the ladder? You will still be able to play Historic best of 3 in a constructed event with a gold entry fee, from my understanding. So my plans are to continue playing Historic 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how good or bad Standard is. If Standard takes its mask off after the initial new set hype, we will probably go back to playing mostly Historic, but we'll see. Cautiously optimistic that Standard can get all of its stuff together in a backpack and get it together. Well, that could be good later, you know? Gotta hit 2 more lands here. Poker face, poker face. My. Old Nessie's here, chat.
Right on. We need to move quickly.
Well, you know. So we're dead? Alright, we're dead. These people are great. Buy their stuff. Definitely not just restarting Magic Arena because it leaks memory like no other. I'm gonna update the Stream Deck or two while it's going. God bless M2 SATA drives, huh? God bless quick load times. I don't know how I lived my life before I had an M2 drive, chat. Involved a lot more waiting, that's for sure. I like the reprinting aspect of Historic. I wonder if they could do the same things like Pioneer to balance metas instead of bans. I think your take is well intentioned, but I also think it's bad. The idea that instead of removing problem cards, you should print powerful cards to answer them is bad. It ignores fundamentals of game design that are really important, which is that the more powerful that both your threats and answers are, the less playable cards your formats will contain. So overall, not having your formats be an arms race tends to be ideal. When you have Path to Exile and Lightning Bolt in the format, the creatures that are left playable in said format tend to have a higher bar they have to cross. Looking for lands here. Huh? Can I afford to keep Arena against a Land War Elf here? I don't think so. I think I just bottomed these. A good example of that is, I think if you go back and look at Modern Horizons, a lot of the issues Modern had post Horizons was related to things like that. Do I have show phases checked? I don't have show phases checked. Weird. I've never bottomed Arena in my life. Alright, Frail Mystic me. If they don't Frilled Mystic me, Kaya gets to eat the elf, which is nice. If they have a wolf here, like wolf plus counter spells, they might just let this happen. They're like wolf in response. Yeah. Hey, Bib, thank you for the very generous tier 2 sub. Looking forward to lots of memorable Owl Dad content in 2020. I will be here as long as y'all will have me. We're down to 3 cards in hand here. If we hit a land here, we could be okay. Famous last words. Stick playing 26. I feel like it's got to be playing 26, right? Only 25. I guess we have Charming Prince. I guess we bought him 2 cards here, right? We've scryed 3 cards to the bottom. What a bad joke. All right, so fingers crossed we get to Kaya's Wrath next turn. Yeah, land Wrath means we're really in this game for sure. My body is ready to concede though. Feels magic, man. Yeah, or it would have been a Field of Ruin. Plains would have worked here too, right? Plains, Castle, any land but Field of Ruin or Temple. Maybe they don't have another counterspell in their hand, chat. Maybe they don't. Hey, 3Smith, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. I appreciate the 7 months with that. Welcome back. This is a Nissa. Nissa means I'm taking 13 and then I'm dead even if I Kaya's Wrath next turn. I guess I'm supposed to Thought Distortion. Bell-Haunt seems pretty bad here. Kaya seems pretty bad here. I don't know if I like Duress here or not. I definitely want Mortify to kill the wolves. Oath of Kaya doesn't kill a whole lot. Maybe I want a few Duresses over those. Pioneer bans don't happen till the evening. How was mono green this morning? We didn't play mono green this morning. It wasn't at the top of the queue. Alright, I think I just keep that. Just want to get to 6 lands on time. You know, the Thought Distortion was probably a bad card to board in if they're a Land War Elves variation. Espen, thank you for the entire year of support. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. A Ghost Stalker, thanks for the 16 months. There is a lot of neat ones in the Theros stuff. Remember, if you see a sweet card in the Theros set that you would like to build a sweet deck around, but you're not sure where to start with, my queue is open for build around submissions with the new set. They're $25 for subscribers. That gets you the deck built and then also played on stream for 2 or more matches. Usually each deck gets played for between 60 to 90 minutes, depending on how good it is. Was it their turn to stumble and die? I have no idea, Beefstar. There's no, again, just like as always, there's no substitute for hard work and magic. I can't just like look at that and tell you yes or no. Might be great, might be terrible. Gotta actually put in the legwork. We played the party bus in Historic, and it wasn't, like, completely unplayable. Well, we deserve this for playing a control deck, I suppose. Six outs to Divine Mirror. Yeah, four Wrath, 2 Nissa, right? Alright. So, if they fight over this, we can hopefully draw Kaya's Wrath next turn and kill their stuff. And with this land in my hand, I actually get 2 shots at it, right? So I can activate Castle and still cast a Wrath next turn. Well, you know. We tried. We tried, chat. That's all you could really ask for. I mean, Beefstar, if your goal is to be as competitive as possible, I think as long as mana dorks are legal, they're probably the most competitive thing to be doing in Pioneer. I think most of these other non-mana dork decks are much worse than the decks that are leveraging Land War Elves. There's still plenty of, like, B-rate strategies you can play, but I think none of them are A-list, along with those Land War Elves decks, as long as those cards are legal. Getting to play 2 lands effectively on the first turn of the game just puts you head and shoulders above what most other things can do in the format. There aren't that many good 1-mana cards in Pioneer, and like, Elves is like a good 1-mana card. The truth is out there, sheeple. The shufflers is rigged as the earth is flat. They're coming for ya. I like how it makes me return 7 cards. That's nice. That's nice of you. The classic 1 land 7, 1 land 6, 1 land 5, no land 4. Gotta pick the order because it matters. How do I feel about Renin 6 and Pioneer to kill dorks? No. No, stop it. I mean, all the streams are going to be short compared to... Yes! 10% luck, 15% skill, 30% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. That person looked like they were playing the Storm deck we were just playing, so I wonder if they were a sub. Quite possible they were a sub and they were on the rank floor. There was someone watching the stream on a rank floor and they just didn't care. Yeah, I like how we had the discussion about don't print more busted answers, just get rid of the busted threats, and someone just went straight to Renin 6. Just like, are you not listening to the words that we said? Moniz, thanks for 11 months, I appreciate that, welcome back. Yeah, if, so something, I heard someone sarcastically point out the other day that Birds of Paradise used to be in every core set forever, right? And it was never a problem. But the difference between then and now is the fact that when Birds of Paradise was in core sets, the things you were ramping into were much, much worse than what we have now, right? Look at the 3-mana spells now and the 3-mana spells then and just compare them. It's night and day. Yeah, ramping into Shivan Dragon and Sarah Angel, etc. Oh, sweet. I was worried that they were a control deck. Turns out they are not. Blue-black Rotting Regisaur. Okay, you have my attention. I'm gonna ramp into my Hill Giant and you can't stop me. Oh, yeah, could be a Reanimator deck. That's a good call. This is a discard enabler, right? Head down on into the arena here. So if they're a Reanimator deck, I assume we're gonna lose Kaya, right? Man, this Thought Erasure card doesn't seem... This Thought Erasure card doesn't seem very good, huh? You lose the game after you cast it? Mortify sounds good. I don't even know what they're doing. Do we just, like, put them on a reanimator deck? I'll board in a couple Duresses. Just some extra hard removal. Alright, let's assume they're on some kind of blue-black quirky reanimator deck. They just couldn't beat mono removal for the rest of the game. I think our plan is let them thought erasure and then concede again, yeah. Sure, in. Wow, are they actually just an aggro deck? Wild. Okay, it's just like a blue-black tempo deck. Neat. So we're gonna lose Cast Down here, I assume, because that's my only 2-mana spell. I don't know. I feel like the people who are like, this is why we don't want 8 elves in Pioneer, like, 4 elves in Pioneer means that stuff still happens way too much. Especially if you like let's say you ban Land War elves, but you leave like Goose, Arboreal Grazer, Elvish Mystic, like that's still 12 dorks, right? I mean, I think Pioneer is already showing a lot of people they didn't like Modern, they just didn't like rotations and they couldn't afford Legacy. I would be incredibly surprised if Pioneer is not more popular than Modern by the end of 2020. Yeah, I think Farseek, Paradise Druid, Sylvan Caryatid, all of those cards are fine. Ramping 1 to 3 is a much bigger deal than ramping 2 to 4, especially when players are on the draw.
Whoa, that one actually got through. You're not welcome, you won. This time.
I think they'd unban Green Leyline if they ban more Mandorks. Yeah, quite possibly. I think that would be a fine way to move the format. Are you not worried about 5-color soup that can be encouraged by Farseek and Shocks? No? No? Yeah, I think that's true too, Beefstar. And for a long while, especially if they keep the power level of Standard high, like it's going to be like a lot of your Standard cards are going to translate to there.
Dematerializing? Huh.
You have a flash threat here or what? They know about this in Liliana. I don't think I can afford to pay 5 to draw a card here. I mean, to be fair, Standards obliterating the standard portion is probably accurate. I think there's a good chance that, like, even if Pioneer hadn't existed, just like, Modern would be up. Or less people would be playing Magic. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to keep the Rider there at this point since they took my Liliana.
I like a good fight. Good riddance to won't forget this.
glad that with Historic, I'm not like hoping Standard's good so I can play Arena. With Historic being an option on the table, it's like, well, even if they don't manage to get Standard reasonable, I still have plenty to do in terms of content. Well, while I'm enjoying Pioneer, doing just Pioneer is a little dry. Variety's the spice of life. So if I cast this down, I can also draw a card with Castle this turn, which is great.
Well done. Look to see me no more.
I am cautiously optimistic that the Historic suspend list is an actual suspend list, and they're going to give us some cards back off of it before long. Holy gosh, chat, we have 4 pips? That's so many pips. All the pips. That's like 4 more pips than we had at any other point today. Oh, apparently there's going to be a these Elder Giants are like a cycle. Nox just spoiled another one of them. So they all, these are neat designs. The blue-green one's super pushed, but like this, you sacrifice it unless it escaped, and then when it enters the battlefield or attacks, it does a thing. This one, they discard a card. Who didn't discard a non-land card loses 3 life. Yeah, how many color combinations of those are there going to be is a question. They played an elf on one. I probably don't need a Mortify on top of the rest of this hand, so let's just bottom that. We're looking for a source of card advantage, I think. This is kind of punishing for not holding up Cast Down. Because if I would have held up Cast Down, I would have been able to kill that one in response to its trigger. Well, so I get to Kaya's Wrath their board, but they're getting to put Nissa on top of their deck here. Plus, they just drew 3 cards with the Hydrate Crisis, so I suppose I get to Contempt Nissa next turn, and then I can Kaya's Wrath to clear the land out after the fact. Oh, they're all giants. So we could build Giants deck with Realm Cloak. Yeah. That's sick. All right, I'm in. In for Giants. Hey, we exiled this at least. At least we exiled this, They just get to get Hydrate Crisis back now when we kill this. Oh, I have so much contempt for you. I have so much contempt for you. Get it out of here. I think I'm just taking a hit here and then Kaya's Wrathing next turn. I'm gonna hold up the cast down for now. If they play like another Cavalier Thorns here, I can kill it in response to its enter the battlefield trigger. Sure, you have a Risen Reef. Rise up. Rise up. Sick. Alright, sweet. So, look at how they stack these triggers. So we let Risen Reef trigger resolve first. Then, in response to this Temple of Mystery trigger, I'm going to go ahead and cast this down. So that way, whatever they put back on top of their deck, they lose their scry with. I feel like playing Giants in Standard and not playing Bone Crusher Giants probably a miss. Bone Crusher's real good. Do you want to put something on the bottom of your deck? Now this trigger resolves. They get a blast zone. Well, you know, we tried, chat. We tried. I'm so glad they banned Oko in this format. Oko is definitely the card that needed to be banned. That was definitely the offensive green card. Definitely the card that made these blue-green decks tick that they couldn't win without. They discarded Hydroid Krasis. They discarded Hydroid Krasis. What on God's green? Is this just like another Krasis? It's gotta just be another Krasis, right? Oh yeah, could be a finale. Yeah, it could definitely be a finale. Get the pig back out of their bin. Well, you know, alright, couple of Noxious Grasps here. Kaya doesn't do much. Oath of Kaya's kind of whatever. Mortify's probably better. We had some okay answers there for a little bit, but they eventually overwhelmed us. Notice the historic rank queue was still there after the season ended. Did I miss an announcement? No, they said it's gonna go away when Theros releases Socio Penguin. So they want to shift the focus back to Standard when the new set drops. Mr. Blake, coming in hot with that brand new Prime support. I appreciate you shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. Thanks for the support. Yeah, it's based off of sets, not seasons, which I agree is extra confusing to, like, have your season be half historic and half not. But I'm not the one that makes these decisions, so... Hushbringers are really bad against the new Giants. I mean, you could say they're really good with the new Giants. We're not looking for a 6th land just yet. The record with this deck so far, I have no idea. None of the decks we play here are played for enough matches to consider specific records. So again, in response to the trigger, I'm gonna mortify it. So that way it doesn't have anything to get back. Otherwise, it would have gotten a very scary friend. Oh, I made the mistake of playing that. Can't Kaya's Wrath this turn. That's probably fine. Opponent's trying to rise up. Play another mana dork. Come on, you know you want to. Play another mana dork. Alright, I guess. Maybe I'm supposed to kill this in response. Just so they draw one fewer cards. Spending a removal spell to deny them a random card off the top of their deck is probably an okay exchange for us. It's the part where they play Cavalier Thorns and we curl up in a little ball and cry. The Simic Elder Giant is going to be absurd in Pioneer if they don't ban some of these elves. Some or all of the elves. Holy crap! The ramp deck in Pioneer would love that card, right? Because it accelerates you, it gains you life, and accelerates you. Yeah, and the Cavalier fuels the graveyard for escape. Oh, of course! Of course green has the best escape fuel card in the format. I didn't even think about that. Of course it wouldn't be Magic if green didn't have the most constructed playable and Tamiyo. You can't even make this stuff up. Like, oh, it's just unreal. Hey, Philip Proctor, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. It's funny because it's sad. They were just more prepared to escape than the rest. Yeah, I guess. Something like that. Currently have my girlfriend watching the stream with me. Happy sub anniversary indeed. Thanks for the 5 months, Sifian. Hope your New Year's off to a good start. Alright, how many more biggity bombs do you have in your hand? Because I only have 2 more removal spells. Oh! Oh, your 9/9 only drew 4 cards, eh? That's it? That's all you got? Just a 9/9 that draws 4? Weird. Hey, disperse me. I'll be here as long as y'all will have me. Thanks for the 12 months. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Anyone have the opponent's list? It looks like they're playing something very similar to the ramp list from the last Mythic Championship. Add Land War Elves and Hinterland Harbor. I think that was Andre Mengucci that played the ramp list at the MC rate. Their build does seem very good. Just endless amounts of value. No blocks. Go to 8. Hey, thanks for the 2 months, Fat. I appreciate sending your Prime support this way again. Thanks for keeping me around. Negate me, daddy. Negate me. At least they're almost out of Oh, what do you mean they're not out of cards yet? You just need an answer to this, Nissa. So, something else to be concerned about, for those that don't remember your Magic history, for a long time, Simic was incredibly underpowered and underrepresented in Standard and just not playable. So, like, it makes you wonder, how badly are they going to overcompensate for White at some point? At what point... Yeah. Thanks for the entire year of support, Y-Sticks. I appreciate you keeping me around. Welcome back. Alright, alright. I'm gonna try one more, but if we just get stuffed in a little box again, I think I'm gonna be done. It's been rough. Apologies to everyone whose animals just jumped at my doorbell. That was, in fact, my doorbell, though. What do I think of GDQ? I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna play a tap land for now, because I don't know exactly what our opponent's doing, so I'm not sure what Charming Prince is looking for. While the draw smoothing from Charming Prince feels like it could be appealing, I feel like in a lot of these games, it's one of the reasons why our deck's been running out of cards so quickly. Like, a 2/2 Scry 2 just, like, isn't really on rate for a constructed playable card. Oh, it's the streamathon thing. Sure, it's neat if you're into speedruns, I guess. I personally don't really care for that type of content, but if you're someone that does, I hope you enjoy it. If Charming Prince was green, it would scry 2 and then draw a card. Oh, you're not wrong, friendo. You're not wrong.
Right on schedule. Let's try this.
It's a shame that we haven't hit any aggressive decks. Like, we hit a bunch of Gruul and mono green stompy style decks with the Storm deck before this one. And that type of match would probably be pretty okay for this archetype.
Not going to sit this one. You know what? I'm not.
Unfortunately, I'm currently playing Hearthstone, so I can't Vraska's Contempt before they untap their lands here, and there's probably a good chance we get vetoed next turn. Definitely have to give this a try, though. Sick. Okay, that just worked. That's good. Good sign for us. Wonder if they just, like, have a second. Jamming the first Teferi aggressively there without a second seems loose. Especially if they have a counterspell.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before. Sorry I'm late. Hurry!
Yeah, like, their Planeswalker draws a card every turn. Our Planeswalker costs 1 more mana and makes a 2/2. Gets absorbed, is that what I said?
Let us march into battle and make new comrades.
The Storm deck, hit expectations about on the spot. Went about as expected. Not worth absorbing. Yeah, probably not. That's fair. Is this on 3? Of course it is. The old 6-mana Grizzly Bear. Kind of surprised they binned that with my Field of Ruin sitting here. Of course, they probably also don't need this flip to win the game, so there's that consideration as well. I think they cost 7 mana. You have a 3 and a 4. They're untapping 2 lands here.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
What are our outs? Comcast is an out. If I get my hand empty, we can start drawing a second card with Castle. So I'm gonna just pass the turn here, I think, and draw a card with Castle at their end step. And then I'll play into Kaya's Wrath, both the Murderous Riders away next turn.
Let's skip to the
This is up to 7, so our window on taking this off the table is closing.
I'll protect you.
Need to find a rider of our own or another one of our contempts in the next couple of draws. Which Titan do they give me to spoil? You know, I think my spoiler card got lost in the mail. It's a strong possibility. Hey, thanks for the quarter of a year, Ironclad. Welcome back. Happy Monday. For the record, Critya, I think giving Magic spoiler cards for their new set to people outside of the Magic community is actually the best use of spoiler season. Like, putting Magic in the face of people that normally wouldn't touch a Magic card is a good thing to be doing. I don't know. I'd kind of... The getting spoiler cards or not is like one of the things I probably care the least about being on the outs with Wizards of the Coast generally. Like, I would be incredibly surprised if getting a spoiler preview, even a good one, generates meaningful amounts of traffic or revenue. I think I'm just ditching Prince Charming here. Yeah, there isn't a Titan creature type. Like, even the Titans from the last time they were around in Magic were giants. Well, that's vomit-inducing. All right, need a way to kill Teferi on top of my deck. I keep that because it buys me time, right? This is like triple time walk against Teferi's Emblem.
uncalled for.
Listen, Teferi, you know what you did. You know that that was completely called for. Don't play this game with me. I will not play these word games with you, Teferi.
Trust me, I have a plan. Hold that thought.
I train every day. Keep them
You think they're playing Command the Dreadhorde? I bet they are. I feel like you wouldn't play Bell-Haunt without Command the Dreadhorde. Please tell me. Of course, you could block out the sun with the shade from that comment, okay? I guess I keep that. What does this list bring to the table that Esper doesn't? The ability to feel bad. This one, it's been a rough set. It's been a rough set, chat. I definitely don't want Cast Down in my deck. Alright, let's try this. You got my Twitch holiday message. My end of year sub survey? Is that what you're referring to from a while ago? I don't think I sent out a holiday message. Definitely didn't. All right. I mean, to be fair, our opponents are also running, like, Murderous Rider and stuff like that. Bell-Haunt. If this opponent's deck has Command the Dreadhorde, they're probably just, like, going way over the top of us in a way we can't keep up with. In for Phyrexian Arena. Best possible card in this matchup. If we can keep it in play, not close. That's fine. I didn't want to cast this Phyrexian Arena anyways. Joke's on you. Nothing but net. He shoots, he scores! Classic Thought Erasure bug. Swish. Teferi. Bounce your Phyrexian Arena. This is where the magic happens, chat. This is where the magic happens. Can we just give this card the Oko treatment and just like shift delete it from everywhere and pretend it didn't exist? Is that an option? Alright, I'm done. This deck's just bad, Esper. It was a rough set. All right, that's going to be it for me for today, folks. The arena segments are going to be a little bit shorter for this week since we're waiting on the new set to pop out. We're going to do a little bit of historic every afternoon, but we'll be back to heavier arena segments next week once Theros drops on the 16th. In the meantime, I'll be back tomorrow with some Pioneer to kick off in the morning, and then we'll do some more Historic in the afternoon. As always, if you have any decks that you'd like to see coming up, whether they're in Theros or these current formats that we're playing now, be sure to submit them using the form on my website. Stuff will get published on YouTube momentarily. Believe it or not, Creamy McCrunch, this is basically a one-man show, so things don't get published until I publish them, and I'm still here. So I'll be back tomorrow morning. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Monday and hope everyone has a good start to their week. Who are we hosting? Fleshy Gnome is on. Let's send you his way.